Hello, it's Rosalyn from Rosalyn's Creations, and today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's a 21st birthday card that I'm making as an alternative to the one I made previously, as I've been asked by somebody else to make them a card, and I'll just show you how it's all done. Okay, let's get started. To make the card today, you need a base, which I'm using Real Red, and this is measuring at 11.5 by 8 1/4, scored at 5 3/4. Okay, we've got two layers here. We've got a gold layer which measures 7 7/8 by 5 1/2, and a red layer, real red layer, measuring 7 5/8 by 5 1/4. You will also need two scrap pieces of paper. I've got one in Real Red and one in Whisper White. There's quite a lot of elements to this card. It uses this new embossing folder called the Hexagon Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder. I'm also going to be using the Squares collection of framelets. I'll just show you, which I'm not taking I'm taking the sort of second and third square there. We're also using the large number framelets, which I've got numbers 2 and 1 because I'm making a second 21st birthday card. It's also using the Build It frames, which is the tool that it comes as a bundle with the Nailed It stamp set, and I am using the spanner, hammer and screwdriver framelets. I will also be using the Number of Years stamp set, which I'm going to use the 2 and the 1. I'm going to use the birthday, happy and the ST for 21st. On the inside of my card, I'm going to be using, from the Birthday Blast stamp set, I'm going to be using Happy Birthday. And from a free stamp set that you get from the Celebration catalogue, I'm using the Celebrate. This one's called Any Occasion, and you get it free when you spend £50 or more and you get to choose an item free from the Celebration catalogue. I am also using, which is in the Occasions catalogue, Nailed It, so I'm going to use the hammer, the screwdriver and the spanner, which I've already got mounted up here. I'm going to be embossing, so I'm going to be using the Versamark stamp pad and the gold embossing powder, and I'm going to be using my embossing buddy. Right, let's clear the decks and start preparing the card. I'm going to start with the inside of the card. So we're going to have a layer of gold and then a layer of red, and I'm going to stamp on this piece here. So we need the embossing buddy. And the Versamark pad. Okay, we have the Birthday Blast Happy Birthday on there, and I'm just going to ink that up. make sure it's fully inked. And try and get this as straight as possible. Right. And the gold embossing powder, sprinkle that over there. Put this away before I waste it all. I'm just going to warm up my heat tool. Okay, that's come out nice and clear. We can now put that inside our card. Okay, using snail, we're first of all going to layer up the gold piece. Whoops, wrong way up. Right, because this has been embossed, it might have warped slightly, so we're going to put plenty of adhesive on this bit. And that just layers up to give a nice elegant finish to the inside of the card. Okay, right, while we've got the glue, we can layer on the gold on the front. Okay, it's coming together. Now we've got quite a bit of work to do on this card. First of all, I'm going to take the square framelits for the front of the card. I'm going to pop it through my Big Shot. Bear with me. Right, do spend a few moments just squaring it all up so that the image is where you want it. And there we have the inside of the card. Don't need that bit. And this piece I'm going to emboss in my embossing folder. I'll be right back with that. Okay, there's that done. This embossing folder is very, very thick. So you will only need one plate to go through your Big Shot, otherwise it won't go through. So now we have a piece there that I'm going to slot into the middle. We'll pop that up a little bit, we'll pop the whole thing up. Okay, right, and now I want to emboss onto this card. I'll just put some embossing powder all over it. And using the Versamark pad again, I'm going to emboss over. I've already mounted up the little tiny nails. I've used these nails and screws just so that I can give a little bit of a background on the red. And again, it's going to be in in Versamark. So just from the bottom of the square, just randomly stamping around the edge. Okay, move that out of the way. I'm also going to, at a later date, I'm going to stamp one more time on there. So we're going to use the gold embossing powder on those little bits. That back away. That. Okay, now we need to emboss and cut out our numbers and the celebrate. Just get the numbers are on this block already. Just get my Versamark pad and ink that up thoroughly. I think my Versamark pad might be getting a bit dry, so I might need to top that one up for a bit. Okay, that's that one. And then the celebrate I'm going to do close to this edge because it needs to be accessible by the banner punch. Now we need the embossing powder. I'm going to sprinkle that on there. Like so. I'll just bring out the heat tool, heat that up. Right, get the banner punch out. And we slide that in, centre it up and punch it. Here we have the banner punch. And now we need to get the framelits to cut out the numbers. I've popped a little bit of washi tape on them so that I can keep them in place. Bear with me while I just run that through my big shot. And there we have it, the 2 and the 1. Now we need to start with the next section of the card. Okay, now we need to get the tools stamped up. Again, as all my stamping today is going to be in Versamark, so I'm not going to change it with this. We stamp this up with Versamark. Make sure it's properly covered and then stamp it out. going to just check that that's okay. Right. Pop some embossing powder on that. Need a brush. Okay, we need to heat emboss that. Let's put this bit of powder away. And get our heat tool out. Okay, now that's fully embossed. Okay, now we're going to colour in these tools. I'm using the watercolour pencils that are new in the Occasions catalogue, and I've chosen Bermuda Blay and Basic Grey. I'm basically going to use the grey in the metal part. Just, you don't have to be specific, because I'm going to run over these with a aqua painter afterwards, just to spread the colour around. And I'm using the Bermuda Bay to do the handles. Right, just a little bit of water, and we'll just spread that colour around. It gives it a bit of a gunmetal finish. Now the handles. Right, now we can cut these out. Just run this through my big shot, be right back. There we are. And we have some tools. Okay. I just need to do one more bit of stamping, which we're going to do on this card here. Right away. Right, and we'll bring in the 21 because I need to know where that's going to sit. When you're happy where your 21 is going to sit, and we're going to put the birthday bit here, the ST there, and the happy up here. So I'll get the first mark pad out again. Happy. ST. These photopolymer stamps you need to make sure that you get them straight because they bend a little bit, which is good when you want to bend them. And then we'll get this birthday in the picture here. Okay, move those and now emboss. Just need a brush. Pop that powder away. And fetch your embossing tool. Okay, now we can start building. Right, this will now sit on there. We're going to pop this up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I always put plenty after I've embossed because it just supports it better. And then centre this up on the gold. Then we take our centrepiece, which will fit in the middle there. I'm going to just swoosh over that with some Wink of Stella. Okay. Now again we're going to pop this up. Here's our tools. I think I'm just going to glue those down with a bit of Tombow. I'm going to place the hammer in the middle. Slightly to one side of each. Because of the texture of the base, it's just taken a second or two to settle down. Right, and then this bit I'm going to just pop up, one at either end. And again pop up the numbers. I'm going to use the edges for these. Don't press them down until you're happy that they're in the position you want. And there you have it. I hope you like my card, and I will post again soon. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.